I'm on my walk, and I thought that I would touch base with everyone and see how their spiritual Sunday is going. There's something about Sunday, for those of us who used to spend time in church and then family afterwards and everything else, something about Sunday that always feels me uplifted the first part of the morning. And then the other thing about Sunday is I can bring into my remembrance all those hours sitting in church when I wanted to be doing something else. Sunday brings back a lot of memories. And I don't have the Hope Challenge calendar in front of me, but I do want to challenge you with this. For all of you who have memories of Sundays that brought you a level of peace and calm, reflect on those Sundays. Those Sundays when you were with your children and with your parents and with, aunts and uncles and other church members perhaps. Sometimes going back to our memories helps to bring us a certain amount of joy in our present. You can focus on what brings you joy, even if it's not going on right now in your house, and then suddenly feel more uplifted. Suddenly feel like, okay, I can do this. I very rarely listen to my interviews because I hate hearing my voice. But anyway, I was listening to my interview with Jill Diamond Taylor. There's so much good nuggets in there that I'm going to repost it again, because just listening to her picked me up and gave me the inspiration to say, okay, let me just go ahead and dial into you guys right now to let you know what I was thinking. And one of the things I was thinking that she talked about was the grace and the grit. The grace that God has given all of us to endure this, and the grit to dig down deep when times get tough. So make sure that you celebrate those times during this whole experience when you have pushed through. Sometimes you want to look back at the times that were difficult that you pushed through. I can remember one time in particular. It was back when the girls were in high school, and I had a real challenge. I didn't know how I was going to do it. I had separated from my husband, and I needed to find a place. And I didn't have the money for the place. And all I had was my credit and my word. That was it. I did not have the money. And I just told the guy my story. And I just knew he was going to say no, because he looked mean. He looked like, as he was listening to me, yeah, right. But do you know what? He gave me the place. When that happened, my knees went to jelly. I literally fell to my knees when he gave me the keys. And immediately thanked God for that, because that was nothing but God. That wasn't me. That was nothing but God. But that's one of those moments I go back to whenever I need to press, because it reminds me that if he did it before, then he will do it again. You are not in this by yourself. That therefore, but the grace of God go I. That each and every time, that entity that has delivered you from the snare, that has kept you from going over to the other side, rocking in a corner, babbling to yourself, cussing out folk, going nuts, that entity is still there. And whatever it is that you might be pressing through, it's a good thing. When I start doing this walk and looking at the trees and everything else, there are still some things, ladies, that are still in order, ultimately in order. And that's why I'm so grateful to be walking in this neighborhood that I was kicking and screaming that I didn't want to do. Sometimes we don't know what's good for us, right? Sometimes we don't know what's best. And sometimes things are put in trajectory where we are kicking and screaming the whole time. And then when we look back, you're like, you know what? That really was a good decision. I know I wasn't very supportive, but I'm so glad. I was talking to my girlfriend today, and I noticed that she didn't sound like herself. So I asked her, how she was doing. And so she shared with me that when she came to visit her boys, she got stuck there because she lives in another country. And evidently the boys are all furloughed. They're, young men. There's no income coming in. Found out that she did not have any food. So I'm like, oh my God. So you know what I did? I picked up the phone and I called my daughters, because they don't live far from her. And I asked them if they would go and bring her some food. And it just gets me all choked up when I think about it, because they said that they would. And that's what they're doing right now. See, that's the grace of God. That's the grace of God. God has given you just enough to be able to help someone else. Maybe there might be someone that you know that might need a little help. This is the time where pride needs to take a back seat. This is the time where giving and compassion and praying for others and lifting each other up, that's what's most important right now. This is an opportunity to do for others and to be blessed for everything that God has given you. I'm almost back home to my house. Thank you so much for listening to my ramblings. It's been wonderful to be here with you today. Be blessed and be highly favored. And I will see you again tomorrow. God bless you. Love you all. Take care. Bye-bye.